this pales out.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. The door would be considered cracked open at this point. But once she was mid-course, she managed it really well because she really didn't have a lot left out of 2, but yet she still is able. Maybe she gets a piece of 5. But you can see right there she lost a lot of her momentum and direction. And so here she's using power. Look, she completely loses her direction out of 3, but still gets around 4.
Just 1 or 2.
Yeah, I'm going to say maybe they're going to give her a quarter on that. It looked like she had the handle in her hand when the front binding passed the buoy.
Hang on a second.
No. We're seeing a little different view there.
No, that's a four buoy count right there. And we're going to take a really closer look. There we go.
But so what that does, though, it still forces Chelsea to get the ski outside ball 5. If she scores a full 4, I think under championship rules, we will then have a tie and go in a runoff.
All right, then. Here we go. This now is Chelsea Mills. The door has been left open for her, and let's see if she can take the opportunity to bust through it. And unfortunately, it's going to be 2 buoys, and that means that Jamie Ball is your winner.
Yeah, no, congratulations, Jamie. That is her first professional victory, and Chelsea gives a wave to the crowd. A silver medalist, a second in a pro event, is certainly not going to disappoint her, but just fantastic skiing from Jamie. She put up that huge score this morning, breaking the under 21 Canadian record, running 39 for the first time. So, yeah, she earned that. There it is. Vincenzo's confirming that. Her first pro event victory. And the fact that she's at the Syndicate Pro-Am, which is her personal sponsor, I guess might even make it that much more sweet.
All right, then. So, great effort from both of those competitors. Jamie Ball taking the win here. So, a great effort there from Jamie Ball of Canada with 4 buoys at 10.75 meters. 2 at 10.75 meters is going to be the score for USA's Chelsea Mills. And some great skiing from each of those competitors. We'll get ready for our next set of competitors. So Jamie Ball, your winner, with 4 at 10.75, and Chelsea Mills with 2 at 10.75. Those are your top 2 finishers after the head-to-head. All right, we're going to take a look at the bracket and see what our men's final looks like. Freddie Winter against Benjamin Stadlbauer for all the marbles here. So I wonder who. I think Freddie has the highest score with 5 at 10.25 meters, which means that he's made the choice. And actually, that's Benjamin Stadlbauer in the water.
Yes. Do we know the championship tiebreak rules? Is it? I think Freddie would be able to tie Benjamin and go to a runoff.
35 off now. 35 off is going to be the opening line length for Benjamin Stadlbauer.
Yeah, that's typical. If you're watching a head-to-head final for the first time, these guys just went out and skied. So it's very typical for them to go back out at 12 meters or 35 off, which if you're an amateur skier, to go off the dock on your first pass at 35 off, 36 miles an hour would be a really, really, really sketchy thing to do. But for these guys, it's just par for the course.
All right, so looking at Benjamin Stadlbauer again. I mean, and also fatigue. Oh,
look at that tip, just glued to the water. He's trusting his ski builders. I told him this morning. I said, man, you're really, really trusting your ski nice. He goes, well, and I got it set up well. And, yeah, you see there's his three ball, just no movement at all.
And see where the water breaks. I mean, between where it goes up to the toe of the binding and where it goes back to the heel, that's less than about 3 or 4 inches, and that spray breaks pretty much consistently in that area, which gives you an idea of how smooth he is.
Well, yeah, skis are built a little different than they are now than they certainly were in the past, and you see Benjamin, making the most of it, sort of maximizing his efficiency because of how good the ski design technology is.
All right then, and master of technology right there in the foreground there. That was Marcus Brown from Syndicate, and getting ready to go in at 35 off for his opener is going to be Freddie Winter from the London Borough of Wandsworth.
Yeah, we already mentioned before, Freddie's got a mantle full of hardware, being one of them being a very, very heavy one, the World Championship title. And
you might not have noticed, but Benjamin Stadlbauer actually changed shorts.
Yeah, that could be good and bad, right?
All right, yeah.
Well, you think these guys are superstitious about their shorts? I was.
Some are, yeah.
Yeah.
But
as soon as you had a bad set and a set of shorts, they were gone, man. They lost their spot in the rotation,
Indeed. Here we go. That is Freddie Winter, opening pass, nicely done, 35 off, no worries there for him.
Yeah, cool. You guys really think about it, 35 off, 36 miles an hour as the opening pass, and because I got to watch him from the boat the other day, it's neat to watch him now, and we see the slow-mo here. You see just how straight he won the strongman contest already this weekend, if you will. But yeah, when you watch him from the boat, you go, wow, that's a lot of power in one body right there.
So wanting to add a few more dollars to his little kitty there. He's already $500 up by having the strongest pull in this contest at over 430 kilograms.
What's up, Vinny and Ricky, man? This is cool. Yeah. Thank you, guys.
All right. So right here, right now, we have got coming into a course, Benjamin Stadlbauer looking for his first major pro scalp as well.
Yeah, he's had some junior European titles. He's had some major international podiums. But, yeah, same as we've seen Jamie with her first victory. He's searching for his first.
Looking in very, very exquisite shape there. That is Benjamin Stadlbauer riding that Syndicate to Slansky.
Hey, was Benny junior world champ, though?
I'll need to go back into the records, but I'm not too sure.
Second? Yeah, so that's it. Benny was Benny was silver medalist at the under 21 World Championships. I knew he had another international junior podium.
But his most significant podiums have been at the Moomba Masters.
He's multiple down there, yes.
In less than perfect conditions, and he's kind of established himself as a little bit of an expert in that.
Yeah, once again, Benny, you see he's hopped out of the water. That's the old Andy Mapple or Will Asher trick still keeping itself alive. Yeah, I had to move in that direction. The colder the water got, the more I'm like, well, I guess I'm going to have to do what he's doing and, go ahead and jump on the back because, yeah, you keep that core temp warmer. Certainly is better for your decision-making and your heart rate.
Yeah, those visits to Hartford were certainly a little bit chilly in more ways than one. Here we go. This is Freddie Winter looking in good shape. 35 off start, 38 back.
Yeah, it's really, really hard to imagine that's 38 off. He's moving so efficiently there. So little movement out of the line. We already talked about the tip of the ski. We talked about the upper body movement. Oh, that's just really, really good right there, guys.
All right.
A lot of space at 2 and then backside at 2, and it's basically the pass is over at that point.
Wow, we got Chris Sullivan on board here with our comments.
What's up, Sully?
Yes, indeed. He says, nice job, boys. And he says that lucky shorts stink because they stay in heavy rotation. Oh, I had some shorts that stayed in really, really heavy rotation, and then they sprouted legs and walked off, and I never saw them again.
I saw Andy at an event years back, and he'd done really, really poorly the weekend before. So I asked him, I said, hey, man, new shorts and vest this weekend? He goes, yeah, mate, new gloves and new handle as well. He goes, I just went with a whole new lot, with a whole new kit, as you guys would say.
And apparently back in the day, according to Susie Graham, they never let those competitors on the back of the boat between passes.
No, not in the Pro Tour. It was only once we started doing some international Pro-Ams that they were allowing us to do that. We see Benny here, mid-39, not having sort of any issues at all. Same as he's done every single time this weekend, run through 39. Proud of you, Benny. Nice skiing.
No worries. Our Swiss native, this is Benjamin Stadlbauer. Now just take a look at that lean away from the boat and then just rotates in.
He does it more noticeable, exactly, Tony, than we see the other skiers. And I complimented him on him. I said, man, you regulate your speed really well with that move. And then we talked about he looks a bit like Andy on his finish at 1 through 3. Andy did a very similar move on his gate move outbound as well.
All right, let's see what Freddie has by way of response. Coming up very, very soon as we take a look at the tail end of this instant replay.
And I'm sure Dad, Clint, that's watching at home, is probably laughing, going, yeah, Wade knows we've been watching a few videos over the years.
I'm sure Elaine is watching this from South Florida as well, and also Valerie Stadlbauer.
Yes, a shout out to Valerie. Yeah, we met many, many, many years ago when they were at the Swiss Ski School and I was at Jack's.
All right, so here we go now. 39 and a half off, 10.75 meters. Let's see what he's got in store for us. He has run this in every round, much like Benjamin.
Yeah, I certainly wouldn't be predicting any trouble. He was fairly early out to 2, snappy little 2-ball. And, man, he's 3, 4, and 5 there. Look at that, Tony. I mean, that's clockwork.
And our second head-to-head pairing that will be decided at 41 off. That was Freddie Winter.
Yeah, look at that. Do you see that little bit of spray coming off the inside? He's moving away, tightening the rope up. It's his little backswing. And then, yeah, he had so much tip early at 1 that he was able just to chill and allow to ski into the slack, like you saw again at 3, even though the rope went slightly loose. His forward momentum is going towards 4, or like here he's going towards 6. So he just allows his body to keep moving in. The rope tightens up. He's in a stack position, and then voila.
All right, we are in the realm of the Swiss national slalom record.
Yeah, Benny's ran 4, which is the record, and it looks as if we've got just a very, very, very slight tailwind, none on the water.
All right, I believe the Swiss national record is 4. Let's see how close he can get to it. Oh, round buoy number 1 gets a decent start. Round buoy number 2 off his edge, and he will not proceed any more than 2. So he may have opened the door. But, ladies and gentlemen, there you go. That is Benjamin Stadlbauer with a credit-worthy 2 at 41 off.
Yeah, I think he's going to be bummed. I'm thinking that he certainly wishes one of those earlier rounds that maybe he would have had a crack at 3. And I had a few tournaments where I did similar. I got stuck on a certain number, and it got to be where I just couldn't get off that number. And I think he may have had a little bit of what we call 2-ball-itis.
Ask me how many times he's run 2 at 41
No,
off.
I'd say that's the 5th time this weekend.
Yeah, exactly. You only get 5 cracks at this. I guess.
So I mean that's where I'm like, I'm thinking he wishes he would have maybe taken a bit more of a crack at the back of 1 on one of those earlier attempts, or maybe had a crack at 2 on any of those just to sort of break the monotony.
Okay, Benjamin Stadlbauer on the dock, wrong side of the podium, buddy. But he's still keeping his equipment on, because I don't know whether if he knows something that we don't hear in terms of the head-to-head rules, whether it does go to a straight tiebreak if both skiers go.
I think it would be. I think if Freddie gets 2, I think he'll be skiing again, and that's when you see him staying strapped up.
Intriguing. Here we go. Freddie Winter. Round buoy number 1. Round number 2, a piece of 3 will give him victory.
Yeah.
Yes, look at this. Round buoy number 3, good to go. Round number 4, look at it go. He's going to have trying to put himself in a position where he'd have a go at 43 off.
That's cool.
There you go.
Yeah, that's cool. Good for you, Freddie, man. Congratulations.
You go, sir. There you go. That is a great effort there from Freddie Winter. That was a score of 4 at 41 off. 4 at 10.25 meters to give him the victory in this competition.
Yeah, he, a wily veteran like Freddie, knowing he's going to got to get his ski outside 3, I think he knew, there was an 8 in 10 chance that he was going to do that. That sort of enabled that little bit of a bobble that he had at 1. It didn't faze him one bit, because now he's not trying to run 41. He's just simply trying to get his ski outside 3 ball. The crowd cheered him on, and man, you heard his emotion after he won, and that's very cool.
And it's so great to see that Freddie still gets a kick out of that. I mean, he's won a few pro victories, Swiss Pro Slalom World Championships, and it doesn't get boring for him.
Well, that's a very cool way to win. It'd be a little different emotion if you go first and then you're waiting. But when you ski and you're the last skier, and now the moment that buoy goes by your front binder, and victory is at hand, it is just, you saw his emotion. It gave me goosebumps all over, as if I was doing it again with him. But yeah, that sort of outpouring of that inner emotion, that's a cool deal.
And on top of that, he gets $500 additional for actually pulling the strongest behind the boat.
Yeah, well, I know whose shout it is, mate.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. Hey, well, Tony, thank you so much for having me. I've really enjoyed it. This is my 32nd year wearing my same hat, my HO Syndicate hat. So I've been really blessed, and it was a really honor to sit here with you all weekend, Tony. Thank you so much.
Why, thank you, and I'm sure that all of you that are watching this webcast will indeed want to thank Wade, and also just to remind you, good folks, that Ski with Wade, skiwithwade.com, and you can also check out his Instagram presence at skiwithwade_. skiwithwade_ is the Instagram. All right then, so we're going to take a quick break, and so rejoin us for the final few festivities of the 2020 Hilltop Pro, provided by Syndicate. Excuse me?
No, I did it. I did an explanation? Yeah. Yeah.
That's pretty dang. It was really good. You were like, just smoke it.
Janet. Yeah. We did. Thank you. Then, folks, I'm Tony Lightfoot. He's Freddie Winter, and he's your big old winner in this competition. Congratulations, pal.
Thank you, Tony.
Good. How did that feel? I mean, obviously the emotion came out right to the end. That's probably almost a redundant question, but quantify it into words.
Well, you know, it's been a weird year. The only competitive tournament I've done this year was Moonborough, and I skied like an idiot there. So, you know, a lot of little ranking tournaments between then and now, which are always fun, right? But they don't ultimately mean anything. You know, it's just you're skiing against yourself. Here, I actually got to go and ski against Benny, one of my good friends, and we had a competition. And you know, there's some money on the line, and people are watching. We got a webcast going. That's why we do this, you know. So I'm really happy, obviously, you know.
Now, tell us about Benjamin Stadlbauer. I mean, you were head-to-head with him in that final. He skied smooth. He hadn't failed to run 39.5 off. He actually skied 5 complete rounds, each with 2 at the 41 off. So he knew he had your hands full.
Yeah, Mr. Consistent, and I mean, I think Benny looks better than I've ever seen him ski. Like, he just looks fantastic. We skied together a little bit in Florida, but this weekend, you know, just his 2.4 has never been better. He looks super balanced both ways. His 39s look like lights out. He was getting ones at 41, and you know, a lot, you know, stopping at 2, but I wasn't sure. I thought this one he might have had out of 1. I'm like, oh, he's going, and so it's always hard in head-to-heads because you actually have too much time at the end. You sit there and your thoughts kind of hit you, and you're kind of like, oh, well, what am I having for dinner and all that. So you really have to kind of get back into it and focus. So I watched him ski, and I realized I was pulling out from my gates at 41, and I'm not really thinking about what I'm doing. I'm like, get back in it. Had a really big one, and from there I'm like, okay, just get around 3, and from there I tried to fight it and get through it. But yeah, really fun. It's been a great weekend because just a good group of guys here. Benny, Corey, John, Cole, and all the rest of the guys. Like, it's fun to ski against people you like, and we've had a good time. And I mean, I'm really happy I came.
Okie dokie. So during that whole head-to-head finish, I know that your mum tends to hide behind the sofa when all of this happens. Where were they? Were they at home or watching online?
Yeah, I don't know what time it is now. I'm sure it's incredibly late where they are. But yeah, they were sitting there at home watching. The signal's terrible here for me to get text, so I'm pretty sure I'll go back and maybe get something. But yeah, I'm sure they were watching, and it's hey, and that's why this is. I mean, we've got the webcast here. They're promoting the sport for us. I mean, my mum definitely sent me a couple of texts earlier saying this is just the best webcast it's ever been. I mean, we had speed and heart rate. I mean, like all stuff that I don't know about. I haven't got a clue about when I ski day to day. So it's interesting for me, and I've had a text from a lot of people yesterday who watched me ski, and this is how we're going to grow the sport, is get people to watch this, because I don't care what anyone says, that's exciting, right? We had Jamie Bull go out there and get big scores and in a final and just beat Chelsea, and then like us going out there and going head to head. That's what we need to do to make this sport bigger, and let's all stop going to stupid ranking list tournaments, and let's get competitive and get it webcasted.
And I'm sure the most surprising thing for you was the fact that you put a curtain on that boat so far as the rope tension was concerned. Vinny, if you could bring. No, we'll dispense. We'll let him give the rope to you later on. But 430 kilograms against that.
I would have beaten that 100% on this last one. I'm actually pretty devastated because I came out of 4. I pulled as hard as I bloody can across the buoy 5, like elbow in the water and the biceps going. So I reckon I'd have killed that. Like there was no way I pulled the same as the previous round. So, but yeah, no, I'm excited. I mean, it's like I said to you earlier, it's really funny with the tension, because you kind of go, well, you want to be efficient, you want to be skiing light and stuff, but then and I feel like I'm actually lighter in myself, like I weigh less and I'm on a bigger ski. I think I'm technically better than last year. I'd like to think so. You have to think so, otherwise what's the point? So I'm surprised to see that I got that 430k 950 pound whatever pull, but you got to do it when you got to do it. It's good to have it in the locker, even if you don't use it all the time, I guess.
He's been Freddie Winter. I've been Tony Lightfoot. You've been a great audience, and we'll be back right after this.
I'll go with Benny.
On you, mate.
Richie, are you on commercial?
Richard.
Okay, we go with Benny. Ready? And 3, 2, 1.
Are you doing the Jamie too?
Well, Benjamin Stadlbauer, Mr. Smooth, Mr. Consistent, 5 times. I mean, 5 times that you've gotten 2 buoys at 41 off in this competition. I mean that must really please you an awful lot. But at the end, did you feel tired? Did you feel fatigued, or what was going on with that?
No, I didn't feel tired. I didn't feel fatigued. I think the 2 in the first few rounds was more of a safety, like let's get a score, let's move through. Like obviously it's perfect to ski out here and you can run big scores. I think Freddie showed it. But for me, yesterday was more about getting to today, and then today was more about getting to the finals. And so I was really happy to have made it into the finals, because we have some really good competition, although maybe not the entire field is here. The depth of competition in the men's field is so deep that even if you only have a few people, it's still a really big score to make it in. So for me to make it in, it was good, and especially in the fashion I did, I think I was pleased with that. Now today, I mean, in the last round, that was not a fatigue thing. I finally was able to commit into the gate into 1, and I thought I had the one I wanted, basically. And I don't know, I don't quite remember what happened at 2, but yeah, that's going to stick with me for a little bit.
Yes, indeed. It'll probably take well, I mean, we were thinking that maybe today that Benjamin Stadlbauer will come through with his first pro title victory.
Yeah.
We're going to have to wait a little bit longer for that, but I'll tell you what, your stock is improving over the years. You've been an adverse condition skier with those two Moomba podiums, been really consistent at 39 and into 41 off. What do you think now, in your own mind, is it going to take for you to ascend the highest rung of the ladder?
I think put myself in these situations more often. So for me, that was a good start because I got there, and then next time I'll be there, I'll have that experience to build off of. And I think the fewer space you have in between those experiences, the more you can use the momentum to keep pushing through. So I think that's the plan, is just to put myself in this position more often so that I can ascend the ladder. Because I think at one point it's you kind of have to have a ball rolling to keep it going. So that to me is what's going to be the next step basically to take.
What's in your immediate future right now after you return to Claremont?
Well, we have a few events actually in the Florida area this fall. So there's going to be the Malibu Open, and then there's going to be the Grand Prix from John as well in September, and then in October we'll have the Swiss Pro on home turf. So those are definitely 3 events I want to do well at, and I think that leading up to these events, I couldn't ask for a better lead-up, basically.
And I mean, this tournament here up in the upper left-hand corner of the United States, I mean, there were so many hardcore slalom fans. You know, I mean,
sure.
Great to meet every single one of them. I mean, what would be your best memory that you take away from a venue and a crowd support like this at Hilltop?
I think skiing for HO, you kind of feel a little bit at home when you come here. The factory's not too far, and all the people make you feel really welcome, whether you ski on HO or not. And I think the atmosphere, basically, of this event is what I enjoy the most. It's very professional, but laid back at the same time. And I think, that's the way I see skiing, is you got to take it seriously, but enjoy while you're doing it. And you really get that vibe out of here. So really a special thanks to all the organizers and the sponsors, as well as you guys, for basically showing it to the world. I think you guys did a great job, and I know that we're all appreciative of that. So,
well, thank you very much, Benjamin Stadlbauer, and that has been Benjamin. And we'll bring it. Let's bring on Jamie. Let's bring on Jamie. Obviously, the huge disparity in height makes me want to go closer to the camera and bring Jamie Ball here. So, Jamie. Very consistent throughout the competition, getting eventually making it through 39 and a half off and getting into 41. I mean, obviously winning the event is obviously paramount in your mind, but getting that kind of high echelon score has got to be equally thrilling for you.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I've been trying to get through 39 for a few years now, so to do it and then to do it here at HO's tournament and at Hilltop, Gordon has an amazing place here, so made it all the better.
All right then. So after this competition, you're gonna have a few weeks free. You're gonna go back to school, I guess, do online courses with UL Lafayette type deal. That's obviously going to free your time to be able to accelerate your program a little bit forward. Do you anticipate doing much else beyond that?
In terms of skiing?
In terms of skiing, yeah.
Right now, I don't really have any plans. I'm trying to kind of stay a little low key during the times of the world right now. So.
Yes, indeed, and I mean, there have been plenty of fans that have walked up to you and given you pleasantries and stuff like that. So I ask the same question as I do at Ben. What memories will you take away from this particular tournament and the fan base?
Oh, I mean, it's always awesome to come out here to Hilltop. So I think every year the tournament gets better, and for me to run 39 here, that's gonna stick around. But just the support and excitement of everyone at the tournament that'll stick around in my head for sure.
Excellent stuff. That's Jamie Ball, your winner, and we'll come back to you right after this. prize presentation for this, the 2020 Hilltop Professional Slalom Competition, being brought to you by Syndicate and also Mills Sand and Gravel. We thank those guys very, very much indeed. Now, before we go into the awards proper, we've got a little bit of business to settle with the strongest pull in this competition. And ladies and gentlemen, with a weight of 430 kilograms of force against the tow line, it's the one and only Freddie Winter. All right, then, Mr. Stadlbauer, giving him the second rope and $500 in cold hard cash. All right, then. So we go on to the next stage of our prize presentation. We're going to go with the women's portion of the competition, and in third place, coming to us from South Florida, it is none other than Elizabeth Montalban.
4:38.
With a score of 4 buoys at 38 off, Elizabeth Montalban is in third. All right. In second place, hailing from Charlotte in North Carolina, second in the final, it is none other than Chelsea Mills. Her score was 2 buoys at 39 and a half off. Congratulations to win that second place prize. And with Dave Wingard handing out those checks, the winner with a score of 4 at 39 and a half off. She comes to us from North Bay in Ontario, Canada. Her name is Jamie Ball. Dave Wingard once again.
Great.
Here, I'll stand next to you. Let's see. Yeah, what was that?
Ladies and gentlemen, your top 3 women finishers. All right, and ladies and gentlemen, we go through now to the men's competition. We pay through to 7th, and funnily enough, in 7th place, this man right here, Dave Wingard.
Nice to you, David.
Who's handing your check?
Okay, in 6th place, coming to us out of Slovakia, Martin Bartalski. Excellent stuff. In 5th place, coming to us out of Bumpus in Virginia, this is Corey Vaughn. Ladies and gentlemen, in 4th place, coming to you from Okahonka in Florida, this is Jonathan Travers. Ladies and gentlemen, in 3rd place, it is from Canada, Cole McCormick.
Come over. Congrats, Cole.
All right, and now we are down to the top 2.
is it? Oh, you got it.
In second place, hailing out of Switzerland, his name is Benjamin Stadlbauer.
Thank you, Tony. Wow, years on me.
And ladies and gentlemen, your winner, coming to you out of the London Borough of Wandsworth in England. His name is Freddie Winter.
Everyone stick together.
You got the biggest tweet.
Next year the grass will be greener.
Impossible.
All right, and those are our top 7 finishers. But to give a few final words, let me introduce you, Dave Wingurter here, who has been one of the driving forces behind Syndicate's participation in this competition. A few words from you two.
You really put me on the spot there,
Yeah,
didn't
I'll
you?
put you on the spot. Yeah.
I just want to thank everybody who helped out. Gordon Scoop in particular. His place looks beautiful. We have a great place to scoop. The players love it. So thank you so much to Gordon and everybody.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, short and sweet, but that has been the 2020 Syndicate Hilltop Pro-Am. My name has been Tony Lightfoot. You have been an absolutely fantastic audience. Have a great time, and we'll see you next time.
could ever hold a candle. Get ready for a battle, 'cause you know